Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Divine Love Talk, where we talk about all things life, love, and spirit. How are you guys doing under this full moon in Cancer? We're going to go ahead and start doing the reading, but let's make sure all the cards are in their proper place. As you're coming in, let us know how you're doing, how you're feeling under this full moon. If you're watching this on the YouTube replay, hello. Let us know how you're doing in the comments below. This should be posted on our YouTube channel probably later on this evening or by tomorrow, sometime tomorrow morning. Right, definitely before the afternoon. We're going to get into the general reading for the collective, and we're going to do a full moon reading under the full moon, right? We typically do those before the full moon, but this is an anything goes week. If you haven't been following me on YouTube, because that's where we'll be, right? If you want to continue on with Divine Love Talk, we'll be going live next week, right? If TikTok no longer is available to us, that's where we'll be to keep everything going, right? Let's tap in and see who is here. Jasenia, hello, hello, hello. Boogie, woogie, woogie, hello. Mira. How are you? I think I'm shaking this camera too much. Thank you. Nishaya, hello, hello, hello. J Max is back. Hello, hello, hello. Deanna, hello, hello, hello. Dominique, how are you? Have you guys been working through your planner, right? Yesterday on the Patreon, we spoke about, I posted the video that I wanted you guys to take a look at, and it had some prompts at the end. When you're doing your full moon journaling, whether you've already done it or you're going to do it tonight when you get home, right? We're still under the energies. You don't have to do it at the exact time of the full moon, which was soon. Soon, right? It's happening soon. Make sure you're writing things out, right? And the biggest thing to think about is what has and hasn't been working for you midway through this lunar cycle. It's very important to focus on this question because it's not only talking about this lunar cycle that started in December, right? But it's also setting the tone for the rest of the calendar year. What are you ready to release during this full moon and why? And don't forget, these pages, they tear out, right? Easily, so you don't end up ruining the binding of the planner, right? But do the work and then release it. This is a year where we stand to be fully aligned, whether we are on TikTok, on YouTube, on Patreon, or whatever. We are making sure we're doing everything we need to do to have our most aligned year yet, period. The only person that's stopping you from doing this is you. And it's also, right, as we're changing years, as we're changing months, change out your crystals, right? Do not wear your same crystals all the time. I keep forgetting to put these on, right? My lovely otter crystals, right? Make sure you guys are changing them from time to time to give them a break. Once your crystals, when they're like this, they're fine, right? As long as they don't pop, as long as they're still good and stretchy, they're fine. Once they start to, because this one I had to trim, and I'm going to ride this one till the wheels fall off. Once they start to do this thing and they're starting to fall apart, you know you're going to have to get a new one soon. See how this one's not as tight as the other one? That's what he said. This is letting you know that it's time is almost up. But we're going to ride this until the wheels fall off. And of course, my otter crystals, which can be found in the bio. Felt like putting these on today in honor of the full moon. Thank you for the gifts. Margie, you caught that, right? Being fresh on a Monday afternoon. I can't help myself. I need some more. I'm gonna make this man buy us both some. I hear that, right? Make him get the exclusive ones, right? The expensive, fancy ones for all of the trouble, for all of your troubles. Loca, my dear, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Juicy caught me being fresh too. You already know, right? You guys aren't new to this. Loca, I ain't worked in my planet at all yet, right? There's still time. Nashaya, I am well. I am well. I am well. I am well. If you guys ordered, because quite a few of you did, and I appreciate you, oodles and oodles. If you ordered the digital copy of my last manifesting guide you'll ever need, let me know. I will be sending you out the hard copy next week, right? Because you guys didn't have that option, so might as well give you both. The best of both worlds. Who else is here? I think that's Queen Shay. How are you? I appreciate you joining me today. Charmed. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Margie. Before we get started, and if you're on YouTube, you could fast forward a little bit because we're going to talk about the TikTok B word. Are you guys thinking this is actually going to happen? Yay, no. What are we doing? Where are you guys going to be? You guys know where to find me, right? But if I want to support you, where are you guys going to be, right? Hi, Danny. If this app shutters. Before they were saying, if TikTok doesn't divest, it would still be working, but we wouldn't be able to update it. So it would eventually fizzle out. And TikTok at the last minute was like, yeah, about that. No, if you don't stop, then we're just going to shutter the app. The app is going to go dark. And in all my years, I've never heard such a thing, right? Like, who's calling whose bluff, right? And TikTok still stands in a whole bunch of other countries. I reposted a video with the numbers of what TikTok brought to the United States. Can't speak for the rest of the world, but I'm pretty sure it's similar, right? There is a lot of money going into the United States economy just off of TikTok. The numerous creators that make six figures and higher, right? The TikTok shop, do not let me get started, right? If we just did a study on the lady who owns Canva Beauty and her numbers, right? That would be a perfect way to illustrate just how impactful TikTok shop was in this past year alone. And it still frazzles me that they're going to walk away from all that money, and then all these people who will be out of an income stream, which is mind-boggling, right? So everybody's on their, I guess, on their watch to see what's going to happen next. The app that's like TikTok is Clapper app. And I heard about Red Note. And I laughed because the people who are on Red Note, they're like, get off. What are you Americans doing here? Right? And we're just going over there. Like, we have no idea what it's about. Some people are like, it's the Chinese version of TikTok when it's really the Chinese version of Pinterest. I'm all for the fun stuff, but what are you guys planning to do? They will make another app like TikTok, but would it be as good? And are we going to be salty? And is Meta going to be behind it? That's the Shark Tank guy is trying to buy it. I bet he is. Lexi, thank you for following me over on YouTube. Miss Andrea doesn't think it will. I'm still leaning towards it, right? Hi, Lexi. Thank you so much. What do you think about Aquarius and Aquarius connecting? It can work just like any other relationship, Body Paint Queen. Ew. Speaking about being fresh on a Monday afternoon. But it's more than just the sun signs, right? You want to look at somebody's moon sign, their rising sign, their Venus sign, their Mars sign. There's so many things at play. And where they're at in their journey, because we can look up somebody who has what is considered a nice chart for relationships, right? Having that one-on-one relationship ability, because some people, they just cannot do it, right? They have to do a lot of work to be able to get into committed monogamous relationships. That's part of their soul's journey, but it's also where they're at in their journey, right? If they are like a cardinal sign, Aries, the cardinal signs, Libra, right? If they're those kind of folks, right? Who are under the influence of the nodal changes. Who they were 15 years ago, or maybe even a year ago, is not who they are today and won't be who they are tomorrow, because now that the nodes have shifted, fate and destiny have shifted, and how they play out has shifted. How we are showing up along our journey is shifting. So it's more than just Aquarius and Aquarius connecting. It's the Aquarius you're connecting with good for you. In a nutshell. Honeybee, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? I feel like I've been sick for weeks. I feel like you were just fine the other day. Can't happen, right? What happened between Friday? The full moon in Cancer happened. Speaking about the full moon in Cancer, Cancer rules the fourth house, the house of home, family, stability. So if people are in their emotions today, and probably this started around Friday and will continue for most of the week, let them. People are processing their emotions, processing their thoughts, and you may want to crash out or lash out at somebody. This is a time to really sit with your own feelings, and before responding or reacting to that person, why are you wanting to respond in the way or react in the way that first came to mind? It's a teachable moment. We're going to say the rest of our hellos and get into the general message for today. And we'll see what comes out. Classy. Hi, Classy. I'm always being fast. I am. It's that Sagittarius in me. Sometimes it comes out more than others. I try to tuck it in, but Mariah, Hi, Boogie. How are you? Jazz, I need all of them. Get all of them. Get all of them. All right. I think I got through most of the comments. If you sent me a comment, I haven't responded. I just didn't make it that far. Okay. Thank you, Looney. We are going to try, right? We've got a little bit of sunlight. The sun has been playing peekaboo all day. So we will see. The time now here in New York is 3:12. So we will see how many readings we could get. Matter of fact, let me call it now. Let's start with 3 readings. As always, subscribers to the live or to the Patreon get complimentary readings on the live. Subscribers to the live get a 1-card pull. Subscribers to the Patreon get a 3-card pull. Before you subscribe, really read the things and how we have everything set up for you guys. All right, Zenny, how are you? And you still get birthday readings. OG Soul Tribe members will always get birthday readings. And speaking about OG, if you are an OG Soul Tribe member and you want to be a part of the Mystic Love Circle, which is going to take place on camera, different than most of the rituals we do. This one is taking place on camera. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, and let me know so I can add your name to the list. If you are watching and you want to know more information about the love circle we have to welcome in love, heal your heart space, unite lovers. We'll talk about that towards the end of the live. Just pop your question in and I guess we'll figure it out. But ask your questions before you sign up. That being said, let's turn away from the comments. Moderators are on deck to keep this place a safe and sacred space for all. So feel free to share whatever thoughts, feelings, anything really that you're having with the messages that are coming out. If you are watching this on the replay on YouTube, feel free to share your thoughts, feelings, and such in the comments. That being said, Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this Monday, which is the day of the road opening, right? First day of the week, right? The 13th, which is a 4. Going back to that fourth house, but also being at the crossroads, not just with TikTok, right? Being at the crossroads, but the whole world is on the crossroads, in the crossroads, having to make a critical decision about something, including you. Going back to that advice that Spirit gave out on not to crash out, not to act out, not to react or respond negatively to whatever the people in your life are doing, but rather take the moment to think about why you want to act like that, right? Under this Cancerian full moon, because a lot of things, as full moons always do, right? A lot of things are being exposed, a lot of things are being brought to the surface, not for you to physically go do something about it, right? Use that as your last resort, but for you to first really think about it, internalize it, really process how you got to this point and where you want to go. What other message do you have for the collective on this lovely, lovely Monday? That fell on the floor, so we won't take it. Well, we'll just leave all of them just like that. Anything else? That's a lot of cards, so we'll leave it at that. We'll do the clarification in a little while, but let's start here, right? We have, oh look, all that glitters, right? And oracle cards are typically aren't read in the reverse, but this reversal does play a meaning in what Spirit is trying to illustrate. Now, when this typically comes out upright, right, our guides are asking us to make sure that we are seeing things clearly, not as we think they are, not as they are pretending to be, and definitely not as it seems, but truly, truly as they are, because we're under the energy of this Cancerian full moon and the light feels extra, extra, extra bright. It's going to take your eyes a little bit of time, your spiritual eyes, that is, a little bit of time to adjust to the light. Yet another reason not to crash out and to just breathe instead, right? With this 29 and what's behind that, regeneration. We've talked about this card a lot and what it means, especially when it comes to forest fires. In light of what's going on in LA and people's sensitivity to that, we're not going to talk about it in its typical description that Spirit means, because you guys have been on Divine Love Talk for a long time, and you guys know by now exactly what it means when this card comes out. Things have to fall apart to fall back together. No matter how destructive it may seem, no matter how chaotic it may be in the moment, even if that moment is for 40 days and 40 nights. Stay in your calm, stay in your peace, stay in your knowingness that regardless of what storm is brewing, whatever is coming, let it. It's happening for a very necessary reason, and it's only going to be up from here, right? It's only going to get better from here. Your guides are asking you to be flexible to how the changes you've been asking for, especially when it comes to home, which goes back to that 4 in Cancerian energy, this 5 with this 50. The energy of change is all coming in. It's all happening in the background, right? Do not think that your prayers are not being heard or answered because they're taking a long time or what feels like a long time to manifest into your reality. It's happening. There's so much happening. If you've been paying attention or you've been around, we've gotten the heads up for weeks not to be disillusioned by what's being projected onto us through TV and social media and the news, quote unquote, right? To take it all in with a grain of salt, because again, not just in our personal lives, but in our collective lives, all is not what it seems at first glance. You really, really have to lean completely into your intuition. We worked for months talking about intuition, and really getting good with trusting your own intuition, because you're going to need it. There's going to be a time when you need it, and that time is upon us. You guys did hear about the earthquake in Japan, right? Right. You'll hear of wars and rumors of wars. Your job is just to make note of everything, take stock of everything, and move accordingly. We have higher power in reverse, exchanging gifts, and never-ending story. I get it. And this is like for someone very specific who's in this energy of losing their faith. Whether you call it the creator, the universe, God, Allah, right? Jehovah, Jireh, right? Whatever name you have for that omnipotent source, a lot of folks are they're converting into this energy. Well, if there was this such thing as a higher power, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why is there so much this, right? And you could insert any negative noun that you can think of, right? And keep in mind that everything comes with balance, right? There is no day that is not followed by night, right? There is no calm that's not followed by chaos. There's no peace that doesn't come after a minute of, or a moment of, or sometime a lifetime of things falling apart. Everything has its season for it to happen, right? Everything happens within its season. Going back to the Wheel of Fortune, right? Sometimes the wheel is up, sometimes it's down. If it was stuck in the up position, it would mean that you're not moving. It would mean that you're not growing. It would mean that you're no longer standing horizontal and you're vertical under the grass. We like to wake up on the right side of the grass, nothing more, nothing less. But understand, with waking up on the right side of the grass, it requires us, it asks of us to be flexible as to how life shows up for us. Because again, everything, good, bad, and otherwise, is happening exactly as it's supposed to. Anything else that the collective needs to know? Well, oh, I meant to just take this one, but we'll leave. Okay, we'll take the bottom one because I just wanted that one to slip out, and the top one. This sudden wealth card with this 11 going over all that glitters. You master your calm. It's through your calm you'll see opportunities in the chaos. It's in your calm you will see your blessing coming. Where my investors at? Right? Who got a little capital or access to capital? What's stopping you from buying property in LA? What's stopping you from buying property in areas that people are running from? Because people are running from it. But why? Natural disasters, okay, but are those natural disasters as natural as we think they are? Going back to that, all that glitters, make sure you're seeing things clearly and not just going off the surface, not just taking the surface meaning. Go deeper, because in the deep is your opportunity. In the deep is your blessing. Throughout United States history, going back to the Great Depression, millionaires were birthed during the Great Depression because people saw their opportunity amongst the famine, amongst the depression, amongst the chaos, amongst the loss. Every time this country has gone through something devastating, going back to the panini of 2020, A lot of these creators who now have 6 and 7 figure salaries had their start then, right? There's a gift in the chaos. There is an opportunity, and not just a little opportunity for you to just get your head above the water. No, the opportunity that's going to present itself is going to keep you floating for the rest of your life and for your generations to come. But you're not going to see this opportunity coming if you're just taking things at face value and not deciphering what they mean for you. Your ship is coming in, right? And even though this is really, really clearly, it's going to be hard to see if you are tangled in the energy of being disillusioned, right? Seeing things on the surface level and not digging deeper. And again, in the deep is your opportunity. It may not make too much sense now, but hold on to that mantra, right? And allow it to guide you. Just be flexible how it shows up, because when your specific opportunity that comes for you to get into your season of creating generational wealth, it's not going to come in a big, bold way. It's going to come as a whisper. And you just might miss it if you're not paying attention. Lean into your support team, not just on earth, but in heaven, to help you stay in your calm, right? Because the gifts are coming in, right? As long as you keep your faith and stop doubting that there is a supreme being, regardless of the name, right? There is a supreme being that sees all, knows all, right? And keeps the hands of time turning. Going back to that 4. Don't allow work, the kids, life to distract you from what the guides, your angelic team, your ancestors are bringing you. You may not have gotten a lot for Christmas last year. Hell, you may have gotten nothing for your birthday last year. But baby, the gift that they are bringing you when it comes to this wealth is going to make up for every tear, every disappointment, every hurt, every loss, everything you can imagine that didn't rub you the right way, right? You just got to stay in your calm. And there's going to be distractions. There's going to be things that piss you off. There's going to be things that are going to make you want to put somebody's you-know-what between the stove and the washing machine, right? But don't do that, though, right? Don't. Stay in your calm. And those more, the more those opportunities pop up for you to wow out, right? To get out of your calm, right? For you to step out of character, that's how you know your ship is getting closer. And people are trying to, whether they realize they're doing this or not, energetically knock you off your path so you will miss your ship this time around. It always comes back around because the wheel of fortune is up, and then it's down, and then it's up again, right? But this particular time, in this particular season, while everything is being, where is it? Where are you? In this energy, in this destructive, 5%ers, the nation of gods and earths. If you're familiar with it, let me know in the chat if you're familiar with the nation of gods and earths, right? One of the, AKA the 5%ers, right? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, 1 through 9, right? Each have a word describes supreme mathematics. I was like, I was lost for the word, lost for the term, right? They have something they subscribe to called Supreme Mathematics, where 1 through 9, the cardinal numbers, are assigned a specific word, and each word kind of builds upon the first one, right? Got to have knowledge before you have wisdom, and having wisdom leads to understanding, right? There'd be days like today's 13, so what's today's math, right? It's 4, and I think one of the numbers is cipher. I don't remember all the numbers, but I do remember that one of the numbers means build, destroy. We have to go through those cycles of building up and then destroying. Nature does it all the time. What's going on over there is not natural at all, right? At all. But doesn't mean that the natural won't make a good example out of it and use it as an opportunity for chosen ones to come to the front. Remember our Fridays live, or maybe the day before that? Spirit, low key, half key, kind of whispered, right? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. But you got to pay attention to when they call your number, right? You got to pay attention. A lot of you are about to have your number called. It's been a long time coming, but it's about to happen. It's truly, truly about to happen. And you're going to have opportunities where you say to yourself, or you say to me, or you say to other people that you know, damn, I never thought it would have worked out like this. I never seen it happening like this. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. Yeah. That's the chapter you're walking into. A lot of you are walking into. Not every single one of you, because not every single one of you number is coming up, right? A lot of you aren't ready. A lot of you haven't mastered the lessons along your spiritual journey to be ready to start your season of generational wealth. Even though you may want it, even though you may desire it, you're just not ready yet. Doesn't mean that this is going to be the last opportunity for breakthrough. There's always opportunity for breakthrough. There's always opportunities for the last to become first and the first to become last. Collective, that is your message. Ew. Let's see what you guys are talking about in these here comments. And then we are going to get into the personal messages and readings for the collective. I hope somebody took note, because I wasn't paying attention to the comments. ATM, hello, hello, hello. Janice, you know what? You guys, I always miss it. One, you always come exactly when you're supposed to come to receive the message that you're supposed to receive for the day. And the replays are available within 24 hours or less, right? On my YouTube channel. And I have a challenge for you guys, right? One of the biggest ways, probably right now, the biggest ways is to support me is to go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and watch as many videos as possible. I mean, from beginning to end. Like them, comment on them, have it playing in the background while you're doing the dishes. Anything would be much appreciated. Subscribe to my YouTube. Watch as many videos as humanly possible, right? Because they're long, right? The lives typically are anywhere between just under an hour, like 56 minutes, to 2 hours plus, right? So watch them, like them, and comment. I will respond back to your comments. But if you want to support me and my journey, that is the best and most appreciated way right now, especially with this up in the air. Let's see what you guys are chit-chatting about. Yes, it's me, KK. Well, hi, KK. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, Marcy. Did you get my text? Did you get my text about 2 hours ago? Maybe, kind of, sort of. You let me know. Miss Erica, hello, hello, hello. Loca, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Body Paint Queen, I appreciate you. No challenges. That gave the vibe of no capes. I saw Embrace and Margie wanted one. It's been a long time since I got one of those. Got a little violation notice from TikTok. Um, yeah, I know why. Okay, okay. So Embrace, and then Margie. Nashaya, I'm grateful that you were here to receive it. Hi, Bofito. How are you? Got my handy dandy notebook. Because right now we could only squeeze in one per month, right? And towards the end of the month, if there's room for more, for people to get more than one, then we'll do it then. 13th, we have Embrace. And then Margie, we have space for one more. Hi, Diamond. How are you? Amy, thank you for the follow. Escape. Hi, Toya. How you doing? How are you? I cannot pay attention to my number. No worries. Your guys have that accounted for, and they have assigned you a monitor that will assist you, right? That will tag you in and say, you're up, right? They will tag you in and say that or something like that. But they got you, boo. They really do. Kenya, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Genesis. Hi, Morty. Why not? That might be where their head belongs. Hear me out, classy. I agree 1,000%, but just for the time being, let's not. Let's not. I cannot stay calm. Me neither. Hey, Gina. Gina. How are you? New Heart Grand Rising. How are you? What makes you think you embrace? What makes you think you're embraced? Embrace. What makes you think your support team is mad at you, right? Please tell me you're going to move to Instagram. I want to be updated on these lives I always miss. No. I will be posting periodically on Instagram, and it's probably going to be those motivational quotes and things of that sort. But the lives and such will be done on YouTube, right? And the chit chats and stuff will take place on Patreon. TK, LA fires were, you said it. You said it, right? You said it. You're absolutely right. There's nothing, Gaia has no claim to that. But we'll take the opportunity now that it's here. IG is not our safe place. It's not, right? For various reasons. Their practices and the fact that they ended, Meta has ended their diversity program. Right? I support institutions and places and things that are in alignment with me, right? Spirit is always asking us to make sure we're standing in our authenticity and working in alignment. I try to, anything I put in time, effort, money, energy in any shape, form, or fashion reflects my core values and belief. And IG just ain't one of them. Right? What they stand for and their practices and Yeah, no. So I'm there. I have a presence. But for now, it's YouTube. Yeah. Hi, John. That is very sickening, classy, because they're not the only ones doing it, but I want to know why they're doing it. Because things are going slowly wrong around me. All right, let's get into it. We're going to get into Embrace's reading and then Margie. And then we're going to have space for at least one more because it's only 3:40 and we still have a lot of sunlight. We're not scrambling against the sun. I kid. I'm going to behave. I am fighting for my life to behave right now. So, classy, if you want to get into some misbehaving, then tag me in and then figure it fit. As a reminder, subscribers to the live get a 1-card pull, and subscribers to the Patreon get the full mini reading. If you guys would like a full reading, you know that information's in the where. And don't forget to ask about any questions you have about the Mystic Love Circle taking place in just a few weeks, right? On February 2nd. Now, embrace. Figure fit, we got you. Boogie Woogie, you are the best. Because it feels like things are slowly going wrong around me. While our guides, our angelic team, our ancestors more than our angelic team, because our angelic team they're like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory, right? They're just doing their best to get us from point A to point B without entangling their feelings. And they really don't have feelings in the sense that you and I have feelings. Now, our ancestors, especially when we call upon the wrong ancestors, we're manifesting peace, and they never lived a peaceful day in their life, yet we're calling their name because that was our favorite uncle when they were in life. That's another story altogether. However, there is a code of ethics among the spirits, right? That they are to help, right? And do no harm. Do they all subscribe to that, our ancestors and the spirits? Nope, they don't. A lot of them still want to push the same agenda that they tried to push in life and get their descendants. Dropping a little jewel, right? Getting their descendants to pick up where they left off. Now, when things slowly start to go wrong, that's usually a telltale time that things are about to get drastically right. Right, you're going through some type of season of level up. And we always talk about the bow and arrow, right? Our good guy Ochosi, right? When you talk about the bow and arrow and how the arrow has to be pulled back before it can get propelled forward, right? And hit its mark. The season where it feels like everything is falling apart, going back to that regeneration card that came out, they're usually clearing the space, allowing room for wish fulfillment to happen. This is an opportunity embrace for you to embrace the changes that are coming, right? To embrace your peace in face of the storm, the chaos, things going wrong, and stand in your knowingness. Oh yeah, this happened, but it gets better, because it always, without a shadow of a doubt, gets better if we allow it. What's your question today? Thank you, Danny. Embrace. What's your question? I mean, that was your statement to the question. That was your response to the question I asked. But what is your question? Saw each other. Did your first sentence get cut off? We're waiting for Embrace's full question to come out. It doesn't look like it because all I'm seeing is saw each other and then I guess it didn't go through. So that's your confirmation that your formal question didn't go through. Try rewording it, or what we used to have to do is just write it as one long word, right? What happened between my person and I to go, oh, your guides are coming through just a tad bit harsh, just a tad bit. Hold on. I'm going to pull the card, and hopefully by the time I pull the card, they would settle down. They don't have nice. You're right. They're agitated, right? They're not trying to get in your own way. They're not trying to get in your way. You're getting in your own way. You hear their advice and you're like, yeah, that sounds good. But you take sometimes almost none of it. Holy Spirit, what does Embrace need to know about her and her person right now and why they are in no contact? The world. Let me cover her up before the TikTok people come for me, right? When we hear that XYZ is going to happen, right? This is the destiny for said relationship. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen today. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen all at once. It is a signal that this is what is supposed to happen, how things are supposed to come together if we allow it. Do not forget, as a highly charged spiritual person, when anybody comes around you, they're going to feel something. They're going to get these sparks, these moments, these energetic thingamajigs that tingle them and they don't understand what is going on. And that's just for a regular person. They're like, every time I come around Embrace, I just feel different. But let it be someone that has feelings for you. Oh, it's going to send them into their head every single time. They're pointing out the time that they mentioned not to rush things and to let your person lead, right? To let them do all of the heavy lifting in the relationship. There seems to have been a disconnect with that, not even in the physical, energetically. Really, really pay attention to the energy that you're giving out when it comes to your person, right? Going back to the conversation that was had about you guys watching each other's social media and what they're posting, and your guys really want you to pull back from the energy and allow the changes that are happening both within you and within them to happen, right? This is definitely a scenario of following all the instructions to make a cake, popping it in the oven, and then immediately opening the door. like 5 minutes later and wondering why your cake didn't rise. You followed all the steps exactly, except the one that is understood, that once you put it in the oven, you leave it in the oven, right? Give your person time. Do not push them in the physical or pull them energetically in the spiritual. Every time this person comes to mind, every time something comes across, right? And you're like, damn, I want to reach out to this person. Send them love and light energetically and hold space for them to come forward to you. Because in walking forward, you may want to hold their hand and like, come on, let's go. We've got this thing to do. Their lesson is in making the walk forward. Their lesson is in doing what is heavy lifting for them right now and stepping forward. And that's not a process we can rush. Just like we can't rush baking that cake. We can whip up everything real quickly. You know, the wet ingredients with the wet ingredients, the dry ingredients with the dry, sift that flour really, really quick, right? And put it all together, bam. But once it goes into the oven, we have to wait 45 minutes, an hour, depending upon what kind of cake you're making, right? We might be able to take a peek at it looking through the glass of the oven, but that gives us kind of like an idea of what's going on, but we cannot take it out of the oven until the alarm goes ding, until it's ready. If we pull it out before, we've ruined the cake, and we're going to have to start again from scratch, right? If we still want that cake, let it cook. The reason? He still has a lot of growing to do. He still has a lot of becoming to do. You have a lot of patience to learn, because it's not just about being in a relationship. It's how your relationship is also going to impact positively or negatively, depending upon how much of the work you guys get done as individuals, right? You're going to impact everybody around you with this relationship. It cannot be rushed. The healing cannot be rushed. This person needs their space and needs the time to learn how to step forward and come and get you if you still want to be got. That's your message. That is your message. Now I'm hungry. Best of both worlds. Well, hello. How are you? Man, this was the sermon yesterday. Let her cook. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And that cake analogy is everything. Patience provides plenty of possibilities, and it really, really does. And that goes into yesterday. Last night, there was a message that came out, right? Someone questioning if their person loves them, and there's no question that the person loves you. But do you love them enough to wait? Do you love them enough to practice patience? Extend to them the grace of your patience. Hi, Portia. How are you? How are you? Somebody's name is just EH, so it's like, Best of both worlds is great. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Is great. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Actually resembles somebody I know. Doubt you're the same person, but one hell of a doppelganger. Etta, I text you, please read when I get off. Now, classy, is that something that needs to be shared with the collective or something for you and I? Okay. Okay. We'll be back on tomorrow, so You know what? Let me read the message and then we'll figure it out from there. Right? Margie, are you still with us? Are you still with us? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. Thank you guys for the new follows. And please, 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 please do not forget to follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch all of the videos from beginning to end. Like and comment. And I will be so ever grateful and thankful. Can you explain how we know if we're in a divine connection versus a degular one? All connections encourage us to grow spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially. They're supposed to, in some shape, form, or fashion, if we're looking at it outside of just the initial attraction and what it feels like when you guys are together. When you're in a situation, though, and it feels like time stops, everything becomes ethereal, right? Everything becomes more sensory, not just the physical attraction, but life. You start noticing the bees and the flowers and the stars, like everything seems you're super aware in this person's presence. That's a telltale sign that there's more than boy meets girl going on here, right? You feel the urge towards enlightenment, towards furthering your spiritual journey. That's another sign. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing the angel numbers and you start getting this inner curiosity about what does these things in life mean. But they never really happen until you met this person. That's how you know you're in some type of spiritual union, per se. And just because you're in a spiritual union doesn't mean you're going to be together forever and ever. A lot of times, especially with that first person we meet that really turns on that light within us, that is their job, is to turn on that light and leave, right? So we don't think that they are the source of that light, but there's a higher power that light comes from. A lot of times that first heartbreak with that spiritual connection pushes us, right? Talk about that bow and arrow. It pushes us directly to source so we can understand the light. It knows that it doesn't come from man or woman, but a supreme power above, right? And then as we master these lessons and grow closer, we'll start meeting deeper soulmates, right? That we don't necessarily have romantic relationships with. We just have these friendships with, and we notice that we're going closer and closer and closer. And then when we're close enough with our lessons to separate our love of man and our love of God, that's when, if you're qualified and if you have one, you meet your twin flame. Because now you're ready to take what you've learned from spirit. They're ready to take what they've learned from spirit. And you guys come together and heal the world with your love. You go into the world 2 by 2, like Jesus and Mary Magdalene. And then the disciples. But you go 2 by 2, spreading that divine light in a nutshell. But you feel it in your spirit, right? The Cliff Notes version, you feel it in your spirit more than you feel it in your loins. Where's Margie at? Speaking of loins. Best of both worlds happened to me. Do tell. If you wouldn't mind sharing with the collective. They awaken your spirit. People can see your light. Strangers will stare at y'all heavy. And then they just gravitate, sharing parts of them they don't share with anybody, like you are the therapist on duty for the night. Just sent you a DM. All right, Portia. I see you. I will read it as we finish the live, and I'm downloading it, right? Because I always need something to do to stay on TikTok as we download the lives so we could post them. Hi, Deb. Where is Margie? Did Margie leave the room? Hi, Louise. Kitty. How are you? Kitty Marie. Ew. John is already subscribed to the YouTube. Ew. All right. We're going to hold space for Margie. And when she comes back, she could get her message. So then we're going to move on to Figure It Fit. A day before we met, I saw a hawk dancing in the sky. And they're great harbingers, right? Hawks, that is, right? They're great signs that something in our life is about to take a big change. It's okay, Jacinea. It is no sorries. No sorries. Figure it fit. What is your question? I don't know why I felt the need to laugh, but Classy, you flashed through my mind, and seeing now you're throwing the messages back and forth in spirit, and I can't share what I just giggled at, but when I respond to your message, I will. Am I where I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Yes. Emphatically, yes. You've been paying attention to the signs most of 2024. You've been moving accordingly most of 2024. You've had your moments of doubt. You're human, right? That you've recovered for. Now it's just all about keeping your faith and making sure you put one foot in front of the other and keep going, trusting your intuition. Holy Spirit, what message do you have for Figure It Fit in regards to her journey when it comes to love, life, and spirit? Now that didn't fall on the floor, so we'll leave it. We'll take it. They said pull another one. Thank you. Knight of Wands. Oh. Aren't you like the triple Aries or the triple fire sign, your sun, moon, and or rising? Yeah, because Wands is fire energy, right? That whole notion of putting one foot in front of the other, keep moving forward, right? What you've seen is the very beginning of changes that are happening in your life. They're highlighting the next 3 months with this occupation. Oh, baby. Keep doing what you've been doing. Like this literally says, keep doing what you've been doing. That big change that you're looking for is probably going to happen, give or take, around the next 3 months. But as long as you stay in the energy that you've been in when it comes to love and life and spirit, really leaning heavy on spirit. That whole baking analogy, allowing the cake to be in the oven for its proper time, right? They don't want you with this occupation card that clearly came out in reverse, right? And 34, which is 7, which is God's number, right? You are to do nothing, right? Nothing more, nothing less. Just hold the line, hold the faith. Keep doing what you've been doing. Even if it doesn't seem like it, you are moving, and you're moving in the right direction. So just keep doing what you've been doing. There's nothing else to add to it. The cake is in the oven. Now you sit and wait to enjoy the delicacy that you've created. Prepare to, if you're going to do anything, receive what you created. every ounce of the deliciousness that's coming your way. Whimsical Pisces, you had a question. You had a question that you DM'd me. And I was like, oh, we should talk about that on live. And I'm drawing a blank on the question. I'm drawing a huge blank on the question. My insides are vibrating. That's why I asked about the feelings I should expect. The feelings when spirit is around, it depends, right? That was your question, right? And that's one of the telltale signs, but it's different versus when the angels are around, where the other variety of angels are around, right? When spirits that are for your highest good and angels are around, you will get that tingling sensation, right? Within and without you, right? Within you, inside in your belly space, right? Between that second and third chakra, your third chakra being your seat of intuition, right? You'll feel that vortex of energy spinning, right? That's what that energy is. It's literally like a vortex, like a little tornado thingamajig going on with inside of you. It shouldn't hurt. If you start feeling pains, especially around your chakra zones, that's maybe a telltale sign of the other type of entity that's there. But when the angels and the good spirits are around, you get those good, fuzzy, aka tingly, hi Roy Boy, feelings, right? And you will get those almost feels like your hair is standing on end, but it really isn't. And then you get the goosebumps, right? When they're really trying to make their presence known. Or they're starting to send you downloads, right? Your third eye will start to tingle. Your throat chakra will start to tingle. And you will just have this knowingness that you are in the presence of an entity that's in spirit form. Hi, Layla. So that vibrating sensation and the fact that you're using the word vibrating is also letting me know that your intuition, that thing that spirit has been asking us to work on for the past several months, is actually expanding and growing. You're connecting deeper to source. Yay, you. Kudos to you. And the time now is 4:08. Margie is still MIA. So we will save her for another time. Layla, I am well. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Speaking about growth, right? Because it looks good on you. Before we wrap up the live, any general questions or thoughts, feelings that you want to share with the collective? My nephew warms my heart. He just be smiling. Our nephew or your nephew? This the whole tribe's nephew? Which nephew are we talking about? Which one? On the other side of the cold and flu, finally. What a purge. I love that. Figure it fit. I'm just excited because I didn't get eaten up this time. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, they won't eat you up too bad. Usually. No, Boogie. Our other nephew, you know. I'll text you. Okay, say that. Because I'm thinking of our other nephew. Because we, the OGs, have another nephew. So that's who I'm thinking of. Star, how are you? Portia, we're going to go ahead since Margie is MIA. We're going to slip you in her spot because you guys have to be on the live to get your message. That's the only way these type of readings work. What do the north and south nodes mean in your chart? One points to your destiny, one points to your karma. I can never remember which is which. Yeah, that's all I got. That is all I've got. John, you are welcome. All right, let's tune into Portia for one last reading real quick. North Node is destiny, I think. I can never remember, right? One is what you're supposed to be doing. The other one is what you are tying up from past incarnations, right? Tasty 247. Hello. Portia, what is your question? And as a reminder, subscribers to the live get a 1-card pull. Subscribers to the Patreon get the 3 mini reading, and personal readings are always available. Loca, not really. There's nothing that came out that you don't already know that you're supposed to know, right? Right. General reading or general advice. Hi, Joanne. Thank you. You guys know the likes keeps us relevant in the algorithm, and it lets TikTok know you're dealing with the appropriate, right? Etta, and not one of the many imposters. Carrie Bear. Hello. How are you? All right, last reading. What does Portia need to know in this moment? What does Portia? Thank you. I'll take it, right? Because we shuffled, and this is a flyer. But we will give some clarification. You too are being instructed to keep doing what you've been doing, right? With the added advice of any gentleman caller, we'll call it, right, that you've been thinking of, to let things, see how her back is turned? Let things play out the way that they are supposed to. Do not be overly concerned with anybody that you've met or are about to meet when it comes to love. Just let the situation play out without trying to put a label on it too soon. You are going on a journey. And just because you are on a journey and you are wanting for something doesn't mean you have to stop every time something that looks like what you are looking for pops up. You're close to it, but not close enough to say, this one, right? They want you to just keep going. When you meet the one that is your perfect match, you will know that they are your perfect match. That is something that they want you to know. Any other questions, thoughts, feelings you guys want to share on the live with the collective? As I clean off my glasses. Going once. Going. Mellow, are you confused about something that came out on the live or something else? Woohoo! When you get to New York, Portia, make sure you get Citizens app. Before you land, before you walk out the airport, make sure that app is up and running and you have familiarized yourself with it. Jasenia, couldn't purchase off of your shop. Are you trying to purchase like a reading and like a candle on the same cart? Because with the platform I use, you can't mix digital services with physical services, right? With physical goods that get shipped, right? So let me know if that's the problem. If it's not something else, we can always troubleshoot, right? It's really simple, my shop, but then sometimes it does really silly things. So let me know what issue you're running into, Jasenia, and we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Didn't hear much on the live, but I just saw your readings. What are you confused about? Ah, yes, they would have to be two separate purchases. This one is a physical thing, and one, since it's happening online, is a digital thing. Have fun, Portia, safe, fun. Trust your intuition, trust your gut, right? Have backup plans and just go with the flow. But don't put all your eggs in one basket just yet. Anything else? Aw, Pisces, I love you too. I love you lots. Anytime, Portia. Anytime. All right, I'm going to log off and go download this live so we could post it on the YouTube channel. Again, I thank you in advance for subscribing to my YouTube channel, as well as watching the videos, liking and commenting, right? I love you all. Oodles and oodles and oodles. Classy, I will text you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. The biggest thank you, what I'm most grateful of, is you spending this part of your day, because we go on for like an hour. We probably are around the hour and a half mark. But I thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and myself. Please stay blessed.